Today we are going to learn about the Tableau. Tableau is basically one of the leading tools in the industry that we are using for the purpose of data visualization. If we do have a data source which is maybe in the form of Excel or CSV or it's a SQL database, then we can convert that boring data set into an interesting dashboard through which you can easily find out what are the trends going on. As per this dashboard, we can easily figure out what is the exact sale per category or maybe region, then according to the different time lines like year, quarter, month, and maybe in the different states as well. So data visualization means we can give our data a graphical representation. We can have that hundred or thousands of rows, and then we can represent all that data in the form of images, in the form of visual or charts. So by using the Tableau, we are going to create different charts, graphs, maps, because this is the data visualization that is not only going to show us the data in the form of visual, but also helps us to understand about the trends which is going on as per our data. We will be able to find out the patterns and the outliers as well. Not just that, it also helps us to understand and interact with our data in a much better manner. So now we have two variations of the Tableau desktop software that we are going to use. The first one is a paid version, that is Tableau Professional. All the people who are working on the position of the data analyst and those who are using the Tableau, they are using this particular version called Tableau Professional. Apart from this, if you want to learn the Tableau, then you don't need to buy that product because it's quite expensive. We have to pay a monthly charge in order to buy that Tableau Professional. So we do have a free version of Tableau that is known as Tableau Public. If we can install this Tableau Public, we can use all the features of the Tableau just for free. Not just that, we can create interactive dashboard, we can share it with our friends, and we can also save all that dashboards onto the Tableau public server. So without any delay, let me take you to the Tableau directly. So this is the tool Tableau Public look like. Whenever you're going to install your Tableau software, Tableau Public software onto your system, this will be the first screen that is going to be appear on your systems. So here, as you can see, just under this connect, we do have so many different options that we can use in order to connect with our data source. Your data source can be an Excel file, a text file, the way we are having CSV files, then JSON files, Microsoft Access file, PDF, spatial, and statistical files. Not just that, if your data is stored on a server, then you can use these options also. By clicking on more, you will get these options like you can get your data from the Google Drive, OData, and web data connectors as well. For now, I'm going to use a Excel file as a data source to connect it with my data and to create the visualization. For that purpose, I need to choose this first option known as Microsoft Excel. The moment I'm going to click on it, a new window will pop up from where I can select my data. I have just saved it onto my desktop only. So I'm going to choose this Simple Superstore. And after that, I just need to click open. And just that. Now they are going to connect your data source with the Tableau software. How can you get to know that data source is connected or not? If the name of your data source is present under this connection, it means it is connected with the Tableau. Not just here, it will be present in the center of the screen also. As you can see, sample superstore. It means now Tableau is connected with my workbook, with my Excel data source. And in that particular data source, I have multiple tables like order, people, return. So it's not compulsory that you have to use all the different tables in one go. You can pick any of one of the table and you can utilize it into your worksheets to create the different charts and the dashboards. So right now I'm going to choose the orders table in order to create my visuals. To use this particular table, there are two ways to do it. First, you can double click on it. Second, you can just drag it and drop it into the second. One by one, we are going to use both. First, I'm going to double click on it. The moment I do it, I'm able to see this orders into center of my screen. Earlier, it was completely blank. If I just remove it, this is completely blank. But after double clicking, it will come over here. And the second method, as I told you, we can also drag this. So now I'm just going to drag it to the center of my screen. And after that, you will be able to see that this table, this particular box is there named as orders. It means now I can use my order table. The moment I drag any of my table into the center of the screen, these two panes will be visible on your screen. What are those two panes? And when we are going to use it, what kind of data it is going to show, I'll be telling you within a moment. But before that, let me just introduce you guys with the data types that we are having in the Tableau. And here is the complete list of the data types that we are having. We do have all the text data. We are going to save it under the data type string values, and in the Tableau it will be clearly visible with this icon. There will be an icon called ABC. If you are able to see this ABC icon on your screen just with the column name, it means it's a string values. It could be a text type of data. In the string values, in the text data type, we could have the names, we could have the email IDs or the address as well. Then second data type, we are having hash. Hash is going to store the numbers, basically the integer values. Suppose you want to store your sales value. Maybe you just want to save your mobile numbers, or maybe you want to save the discount that you have provided to your customer. These kind of things could be stored with the number data type, and that would be visible with the hash icon. After that, we can store the date values also. So if you are going to save a date value in a particular column, then it will be visible as a calendar icon. And whenever you are going to see this calendar icon, it means it's a date values. If with that calendar there is a small clock also, then it means it's not just dates. There is time also involved in this particular column. Okay. After date and time, we do have some values where we don't have much choices. Either it is true or it is false. For instance, if I just want to check the quality of that person, either it is satisfactory or not, right? So in that particular kind of things, we can have this kind of values, true or false, right? So the true or false values are called Boolean values, and the icon that is going to represent these Boolean values is will be quite similar to the type of data that they are going to store. It's T for true slash F for false. So whenever you are able to see this symbol T slash F, it means they consider it as a Boolean values. And what if there are so many things where you are able to track your locations with? For instance, the name of your country, name of your state, city, and your PIN code or postal code as well. Those kind of data, here we are going to save it in the geographical values, and that is represented by a symbol called globe symbol. Okay, so with this icon, you can easily figure out which type of data is there in that particular column. You remember we just used that orders table, and let's see what kind of data we are having in that orders table directly to your into your tablet. So here you can see under this orders table, under to this center part, we do have two different panes, right? Let me just mark it for you so that you can easily figure out what exactly we do have over here. So here I'm having two different panes. One is this one. This particular pane is called as metadata pane. Or let me just write it above this. Metadata pane. This particular pane is going to tell us about the structure of the data that we are having. If you just pay a little attention, here we do have types, field name, physical table, and remote field. What does that mean and when we are going to use it? Let me just go a little zoom and then try to show you. For instance, In this particular table, physical table is going to tell us the name of the table that we are using. So we are using order table. So if we just scroll it a bit, everywhere you can see order table is present, right? The name of the table is order itself. Then apart from this, these are the field name. Field means the columns, the different columns that we do have under that particular table. So I have row IDs, which is represented by the hash symbol. So this metadata pane is basically going to tell us what are the different columns do we have in the table and what kind of data is stored in that particular column. For instance, in row ID, it is represented as hash, and hash means numbers. See over here, in the row ID, we do have just numbers, right? Then in the order ID, it is symbolized as ABC. ABC means string data type. Text we are having over here. And if you can see over here, under the orders, we do have multiple combination of the values. It is numerical and alphabets as well. So this is text type values. After this, we do have a calendar symbol with the ship date and order date both, right? So here we are storing the date values. Order date also and ship date also, both these columns contains the date values. Apart from this, we do have the text values in ship mode, customer ID, customer name, segment as well. But for the country and region, for the city, for the state, and for the postal code as well, we do have a symbol of globe, and globe means geographical data. By using these particular columns, we can locate the state, we can locate the city, we can locate the pin code or that area code. Okay. Apart from this, we do have some measures. Measure in the sense where we are storing the values, the sales, how much sales they are providing us, what quantity the customers are purchasing, how much discount we are providing them, and how much profit we are earning. All that columns have some numbers with them, and that's why they are represented by the hash symbol. This area is a data metadata pane, but this one, just on the right side to the metadata pane, we do have a particular pane, and that one is called data preview pane. Okay, that particular thing is called data preview pane. So where we can see the data exactly. Here we are able to see this data, right? All the rows, all the different columns, we are able to see over here. And that is because this particular pane is known as data preview pane. Okay, let's move ahead now. So now we are having this particular sheet over here with us. This sheet one. This sheet one basically going to tell us that this is the data source pane that we are dealing with. But now we can go to the worksheet in order to create our visual. So you just need to click on this particular tab where it is written sheet 1 in the orange color. So the moment you are going to click over there, you will be seeing another window on your screen, and where you are able to see the worksheet. Okay, so now I'm going to just click over here. Now let's go to the sheet 1. If in case you want to go back to the data source pane, then you just need to click on this particular button, data source. Otherwise, you need to click on sheet 1 to get this particular window on your screen. Let me introduce you with the few of the components of this window. First of all, we are having data pane over here. Under this data, we are able to see the name of our table and the data source. Like we are using order table from the simple superstore data source, right? Under this pane, we are having all the different columns. So because we are getting all that things, then all the columns under the data, because this is our data that we are going to use. So we particularly call it data source pane. This area is known as data source pane. But the moment we are going to change it to analytics, then it will become analytics pane. And the options will also get changed. Apart from this, we do have some other areas. For instance, this page pane, then this one filter area. Whatever columns we are going to put into this area, we can apply the filters on it. Then there is marks card. Marks card is basically used to format your visual. If you want to give it some colors, if you want to change the size of it, if you want to write something on it by putting the labels, or you want to show something in detail, or maybe you just want to show something when you are going to hover on your visuals. The These kind of things can be possible with the help of marks card. Apart from marks card, we do have two shelves with us. One is this one, that is known as column shelf. Whatever data, whatever column that you want to represent as a visual in the column form, then you need to drag that particular field, that particular column onto this shelf, column shelf. And if you want to represent it into the rows form horizontally, then you need to drag it and drop it into this shelf, this rows shelf. And this is the main area where we are going to create our visual. This is the worksheet where all your visuals will be present. So let's get started how we need to create the visuals in the Tableau. So to create the visual, first I need to show you how many visuals do we have with our Tableau software. So for that, I'll be going to the exact right side of my screen where we are having Show Me tab. So you just need to click over here and you will be able to see different visuals. But right now, these all visuals are faded away. So the moment you are going to take your cursor on the particular visual, you will be able to see the requirements that they do need in order to use that particular visual. For instance, for creating a table, we do need at least one or more dimension, one or more measure. In order to create the map, we should have one column with the geodata. It could be country, state, city, postal code, anything. And then we need one 0 to 1 dimension and measure also, right? So these are the requirement of the different visual. Now let me introduce you with one of the visual called bar charts. I'm going to create category wise sales. I'm going to represent that thing particularly in the visual format using a bar chart. So for that, you do need to use two fields, two columns. One is category, another one is sales. So I just want to show that particular category. So I need to drag it onto the shelf, and then I need to drag my sales also onto the shelves, and I'll get this bar chart. Right now, they are representing all the different category with the same colors. But it's not compulsory that we have to get the same color for all this. We can change the colors of it. And I want to show it on the entire screen. So how can we choose that? Here, if you see just above this column shelf, we do have a view type. By default, it is standard. We can make it entire view so that our visual can get a space on the whole worksheet. We can utilize the space of the whole worksheet in order to represent our visual. But I don't want to see the same colors. So to change the color of the categories, to get the different colors for the different categories, what I need to do, it's very simple in this tableau. You just need to use the category field because for categories, I want different colors, right? I just need to choose this, drag it, drop it into the marks card onto the colors because I want to choose the color. And as I told you, using the marks card, you can format your visuals. The moment I dropped it over here, are you able to see? There are three different colors available now for the three different categories. It's damn simple, right? We just need to click the category and drop it into the colors. That's it. Here we go. We get a colorful visual on our screen. What if I want to put the labels also, like how much sales they are making exactly? In order to do that, you just need to use this icon called Show Mark Label. So either you can just simply click on it and you will get how much sales they are making in that particular category. Or if you don't want to use this, then you can simply drag your sales onto your labels. In the marks card, again, we are having labels. If you drop your sales because you want to write your sales, right? So you need to drag your sales and drop it onto the labels. The moment you do it, here you go. The sales is available on your visual. Now we are having different bars, colorful bars, and we are having the sales as well. So we can easily figure out which is the particular category who is making the most sale. And if we want to sort that visual, even that is also possible with just one click. Just above the shelves again, I'm going over here, there are two sort button. One which is going to sort your visual in the ascending order, and the next one which is going to sort your visual in the descending order. So the moment I click on this descending sort button, it is going to sort my visual according to the descending order as per sales. So By doing this, I can easily figure out that technology is the category which is making the most sale out of all the other three, right? So total we are having three categories. Out of all these three categories, technology is making the maximum sales and office supply is making the minimum sales. So that is why data visualization is quite popular in the market, because it makes our work of analyzing the data very, very easy. So that's it for this session. We are going to introduce many more visuals in the upcoming one. Thank you.